And joining us now on the South Shore's Midday Report, we have State Senator Dylan Fernandes talking about a very important amendment that was recently passed, helping to save Pocasset Mental Health Center and Pappas Rehabilitation Hospital for children. And we've got Senator Fernandes standing by. Good afternoon. How are you?
I'm great, Christine. How are you?
Oh, good, thank you. You know, this was so good to hear about this information. I know that I knew that you and one of the other state reps down on the Cape, XROs, were really pushing for this, and it's wonderful that you were able to get this amendment. Tell our listeners how important this is for the Pocasset Mental Health Center and $31 million for Pappas Rehabilitation Hospital for Children.
Yeah, well, I'm just so thrilled that I was able to pass my amendment, $4.8 million to keep Pocasset open, $31 million for Pappas Children's Rehabilitation Center, and I partnered on this with Paul Feeney, who's the senator from the Pappas area as well, and we were able to get this done. And this is huge. We have a region that has higher than state average mental health issues, particularly around suicide rates, and so we need more mental health resources. And then, of course, the Children Rehab Center does incredible work for children dealing with a variety of issues, disability issues, the like. And so important to keep these resources for the South Shore and make sure that children and adults have the mental health and physical health supports that they need.
Now, when they were talking about closing both of these institutions, the services that each would offer would have been farmed out to places miles and miles away and not near any of these home centers.
Mm-hmm. That's right. And, that's particularly true for the children's hospital. And then, the place they wanted to send some of the kids didn't have some of the same resources, so it wasn't even an apples-to-apples comparison. So it's so important that we give children a wide array, wraparound services to help them with their rehabilitation. And then, of course, Pocasset down, in Bourne, the only state-run mental health facility in my Senate district, it serves a really geographically isolated region when you think of all the way up to Provincetown to all the way on the South Shore. That's a long way for people to go. Of course, there's inpatient beds at Pembroke, and that's a great facility there with around 100 beds. But the rest of the region south of that, there's really nothing in terms of state inpatient beds outside of Pocasset. So this is so important to support mental health in our region, make sure people are getting the care that they deserve and that they need. And, we heard from providers and we heard from patients who have told us that this facility, brought them out of darkness, helped them have a new lease on life, and in some cases expressed to us that this facility saved their lives. So really, I'm just thrilled to be able to secure the funding in the Senate to keep both Pappas and Pocasset operational and keep giving people in our region the services they need.
Well, that's some great news, and we certainly appreciate you joining us and sharing that today. Again, that's State Senator Dylan Fernandes. Thanks so much for joining us today on the Midday Report.
Anytime, Christine. My pleasure.
Okay, you're very welcome. We'll call you.
Care.
You too. We'll call you again.